Alright, this will be the trading recap for January 31st. Looking at the pre-market plan, the market rejected all-time highs yesterday, leaving supply up here. The 4940 area of demand that we played yesterday was now kind of acting as resistance through the pre-market, and we were finding support at this 4925 demand area. So I was watching demand bounces, supply rejections, and a key level breakout or rejection, and that key level was just this area. And I wanted to watch the tape to see which one would happen. But going into the first trade, I took my first entry at 9 a.m. Or 9:04 a.m. When we were down around here, and I saw aggressive selling into this level slowing and then buying coming in, and this was a very similar entry to yesterday's pre-market entry. Lower probability trade, but good risk at a good level, and we took it. Got some run up immediately at open, about 8 points, and then stopped out of break even. Alright, so then next trade entered at 9:46. So the market opened, and after we stopped out of that trade, we were kind of breaking down below here, and this lower level of demand was once support. So I was kind of looking for a failed break set up here, and this is what I saw when I got in. I saw aggressive selling break the low and then start to slow, and then I thought I saw buying come in, so I entered, but in hindsight, this buying is not very strong. And this trade stopped out within about a minute or two for minus 3.25 points. That one barely had any chance. Not the best validation on that trade. Then took another entry at 9:49. Let's see. This trade was a better entry. I actually saw the seller starting to slow down below the level after breaking through these passive orders and true buying come in. This was a better failed break setup in comparison to that other one, but this still stopped out for negative 3.75 points relatively quickly. So one break even, two losses at this point. Next trade I enter at 9:59. This trade was dumb. After I stopped out of that third one, I pretty much entered as soon as I saw buying. But the issue with this trade is it's in no man's land. There's no reason to be buying. I should either just wait for this level to hit or buy here. But obviously this level broke, so at this point all I should do is wait for this. So at this point I've lost two trades that I really didn't need to take. Moving forward, fifth trade. Entered at 10:15 when the support level was finally hit, and that support just comes from back here. But when that support level was hit, I saw aggressive selling into the level fail, and then fail again right here, and when buying entered, I got in. We had some chop before stopping out. Pretty quick loss. I'm fine with that entry. Minus 3 points. Going on to my sixth trade. Entered at 10:38. At this point I was looking for a demand bounce. Going long. And when demand was hit, I saw, very similar to what all these trades have been, aggressive selling slowing at this level and buying coming in, which gave me my exit. And then eventually we stopped out pretty much to the exact tick, and I got back in right after when this is where I got stopped out, and right after buying came in. And if my stop would have been a tick lower, it wouldn't have been taken. And then eventually, I was in a test for most of this, but I eventually took some profit up here when this was a level we needed to break, this 4914, and eventually we got above it and rejected. That's very bearish. But I was given this time, and when it started rejecting this level again, I got out half my position, and then there was a Fed decision that I forgot about, which knocked out the other half at break even. So that would have been like a 9.5 point trade, but since half went at break even, it's 4.75 points. And then my final trade was after the Fed decision when a super aggressive sell-off happened right into this lower demand. It's one that we were watching, and buyers immediately reacted. Very responsive buyers. That's that first candle there, and then the low was retested again, right there. And aggressive buyers defended, and at that point I got in. And then as you can see, I got really quick run up. This thing was moving crazy. This was like 15 points right there, moving really fast. And I ended up stopping out to the exact tick again, down here, and I got back in. This is when I stopped out, and I got right back in because the thesis was still valid. And then eventually buying started picking up really heavily, and getting some like of this jolting action where buyers would retest these levels and just jolt upwards, showing that they were super, super aggressive. Yeah, those two super aggressive buys came in there, and then there, and this rip right here moved like 25 points in 3 minutes. That was very crazy volatility. Yeah, but that I got 19.5 points on this move right there, but I lost like 4.25 on that. So overall, that trade was 15.5 points. So that's why risk management is key. I was losing all morning, small losses, and then 2 good wins brought me back into break even and passed into profits at the end of the day, up 4.5 points. And then if you take away the 2 trades that were pretty dumb and I shouldn't have taken her up even more. So not the best day of execution, but still did decent, and there's room to improve. I need to avoid trades like the second and fourth one that we talked about. I need to avoid trades without proper validation. And then trade 4, I need to avoid trades without a proper location. The market will give you more opportunity. You don't need to force trades in areas where they're not likely. Because the reason I would want a long here is because I have FOMO that the market's going to reverse. But if I just have patience in my levels, they would have been tested anyway, and I could have avoided a dumb trade there. But yeah, something to work on for tomorrow.